Hi and welcome to Grey Imports. We're here with Buddhi from Import Revolution. Hi Buddhi, how are you?
Yeah, doing good, thank you.
It's been a while, haven't seen you for ages. So we're here today and we just want to check out your business, see what you do, see what you don't do and maybe can do. No.
Yep.
And expose you to the customers and make them aware. So tell us a bit about yourself, Buddhi. How long have you been working?
Look, I've been in the industry for about good 18 years, 19 years, something like that.
Almost a veteran.
Yep, I would say so. And
so that's with Import Rev?
Import Rev, perhaps good 14 years out of that.
Okay.
And full time with Import Revolution for almost 10 years now and counting. Yeah.
And you're enjoying it, I think.
Of course.
Loving it.
That's why I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, words getting around, Buddhi in the industry.
Yeah.
I hear it a bit.
Yeah.
Earning a bit of respect here and there.
Of course, that's what I like to see.
Yeah, that's good to hear. You know, it seems like you're a good operator. So tell me about your operation. What do you offer? You sell cars, obviously?
Yes, so we like to describe ourselves as the one-stop shop. So we've got 3 departments going on. One is the retail side with our LMCT. Then we got the compliance workshop where all the ROS compliance and then maintenance, repairs, servicing and all that happens. Yeah. And then lastly we have the spare parts, which is obviously headed by Dustin. All under one roof.
Yeah. So the retail side, you mean as in car sales, selling cars? Or retailing cars?
Retailing cars.
Yep. And the compliance side is more for what, trade and customers that are doing themselves or other dealers and so on and private people?
Yeah, look, we have a bit of a mix. We focus a bit on the trade customers. We do have the trade/retail combination as well. Yeah. And the odd private customers who do tend to approach us and then, we help them with the process of getting the compliance done.
And how's it all going?
Yeah, doing pretty good. It's we maintain some like a good process here, good filtered process. That's how I would like to describe the way we operate. Yeah. Obviously through experience we now know how to approach the customers and deal with them.
So you've got a service center as well, right? So you do servicing, maintenance, so people can buy their car and then bring them back for their regular servicing.
Absolutely. Yep.
And selling cars, servicing, and spare parts. So you back it up with spare parts. So I hear a lot of questions, in the industry regarding that, where where should we get our spare parts? Where should we get our spare parts? So I guess you can get your spare parts from iRev, right?
Correct. So we have a very active team operating. It's not today or yesterday, but it's been active for a good 10 years or so.
So you got
spare
a bit of
parts
history.
online. Yes. And a vast amount of experience as well.
Because that's important.
Correct. Yep.
Knowing what parts to get, what not to get.
Yep.
And so on. Is that what you mean by experiences?
Yeah, that and parts catalog, access to parts catalog, and decoding the VIN numbers, getting the right part numbers. So
I remember the early days. They were hard. That was hard.
So we got a couple of dedicated guys.
Got some sort of system happening here.
Yeah,
that's good to know. I think I'd have to say that you're probably one of the bigger operators, especially in Melbourne, if not around the country. I'm not sure, but 100% in Melbourne. And we're glad you're here, and thank you for giving us the time and the opportunity to suss you out and see how dodgy you really are.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of people think of the industry very dodgy, so we're here to tell them that we're not that dodgy. Why aren't we dodgy? Why aren't you dodgy?
Look, we are transparent, we are open, level-headed team heading the entire operations here. Yeah. And of course,
that just means that you're very organized, dodgy people. That's all that means to me. I'm just fucking with you. But I mean, tell me, I'll put you on the spot. So I mean, the Grey Imports is known to have wind back Ks. I mean, do you wind back Ks, or if you want, do you give haircuts? Whichever way you want to put it.
No point.
Some people think that imports, if you're buying an import, they're smashed, they're damaged, or they half cuts. I can't believe I still hear that. Yeah. Cut and shut jobs and that. What's your opinion on that? Do you have any of that stuff lying around that we can see and give examples of?
Look, anybody with that mentality, I would say it can then easily apply to the local cars as well.
100%. I like where you're going with this. Yep.
Yeah. So I think the most logic.
Do your homework.
Yep.
Know what you're buying.
Exactly.
Tick all the boxes. Whether it's an import or a local car, it's no
Yep.
different. So there's no reason a grey import should have that name, because that can happen to anyone in anything, right?
Absolutely.
In any industry, there can be dodgy people.
Yeah.
You're right.
Do the due diligence. Get RSCV testing. They can take the vehicles to their own mechanics, get it checked, everything.
And they still won't find anything. You guys have done a good job of hiding it.
Perhaps, yeah.
So I mean, that was the old days. That's not what happens now, right?
Correct.
You give any assurance to what level of damaged cars that anyone will be buying? I mean, what confidence can I give the customer in saying that if they buy a car from iRev, they're not going to have haircuts, and they're not going to be cut and shuts or severely damaged cars?
Probably have to go back and assess our reviews or our name. Like,
but from you, can you get, like, you guys don't do that, right? Now, when we talk about damaged cars, we're not talking about cars that might have been slightly damaged, because 90% of cars on the road, whether local or imports, might have some sort of hit. We're talking about serious accidents that shouldn't have been fixed.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's the cosmetic
You don't import
damage
those sort of
from
cars,
outside.
right?
Yep, no.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to know. I just wanted to make it clear, all right?
Yeah.
So,
especially when you're going through the whole process and the time and the your financial involvement to import a vehicle.
I agree 100%.
What's the purpose of,
100%. Yeah, I think, look, it's a name that was created in the industry, I think, 20, 30 years ago, and it's stuck around.
Yep.
And, whether some people care or not, I just thought I'd, put you on the spot and just ask you straight out, how dodgy or not are you? There's nothing dodgy about you. You're great. So, okay, what sort of cars are you bringing in?
Look, for our retail, we actually specialize in the wheelchair access vehicles.
Disability
vehicles.
Nice.
Something we've been focusing for the last 10 years again. However, in the last 4 to 5 years, we've been going the extra mile. It's because it's not like selling your any other vehicle, like a people mover or anything
it's
like that, or a hybrid.
It's a niche
import.
market.
Yeah, it's a niche market. There's a lot of rules and regulations surrounding it. We need to be up to date with all the updates with the regulations, which is always
it's good. Track. So what I hear is that you sort of tapped into the market 10 years ago. You got experience, you've learnt it, and you worked out what's required, what's not, what the market wants, what the rules are, what the regs are.
That's right.
So in saying that, I mean, anyone can bring in a disabled vehicle, but can they bring in a disabled vehicle and give no headaches to the consumer, whereas with you, there'll be no headaches to the consumer, because you worked out all the headaches that these consumers might get later, whether it's with, registration or NDIS, and any of those things, right? Is that what you mean?
That's right.
Whereas if they buy somewhere else who doesn't have as much experience, even though it's the
and
same
the
vehicle,
knowledge, and up to date with the regulations and the guidance, they can easily fall into trouble. Especially, it'll compromise the safety. That's all this work we do behind the scenes is to bring the vehicle to Australian standards. And
considering the disabled vehicles and any headaches that a consumer might get, a customer might get, is going to be really, really damaging, because the purpose of them buying it was obviously for someone that needs it for a disability.
Yep.
So someone's, in pain or suffering or is inconvenienced with all those things, right?
That's right. So that's why we make sure when they pick up the vehicle or when the vehicle leaves here, it's a peace of mind. They don't have anything to worry. Everything has been legally certified. All the work's been properly done.
Yeah. Just to clarify, so disability vehicles, we're talking about what, wheelchair access ramps or disabled seats that people can sit on?
Yeah. Majority of them will be the disability, the access ramp,
so the wheelchair can go in and then gets clamped in or
restrained into the designated.
And they're the kind of things that you're talking about that you've got right over the years.
That's right. Yep. Even though it appears to be straightforward,
that's what I was going to say.
It's really not the case. Yes, we may have underestimated that long time ago, but over the years
you've overcome it through experience and knowledge.
That's right. Yep.
That's good. So that means that you've diversified from what you started off with doing. So you're retailing different sort of cars than what you guys started with.
That's right.
So the majority of your cars are disabled, are they?
Correct. That's our retail stock. I would say at least 95%.
95%.
Yep.
So the high performance imports, as we know them, in the JDM culture, and that you might have started off with, are you saying that you're not really anymore catering for that? You can, but what retail stock that you're holding on your yard is more to cater for the disabled, is it?
That's right. I mean, yes, we have the capability
Yes,
with
of course,
all the other side. However, due to time constraints and resources,
You've
we've
specialized in
limited
a
this.
certain market.
Yeah, and we enjoy that, and we enjoy working
thing.
with the community,
Yeah.
and and
It's satisfying.
Yep.
It's rewarding.
That's right, and it is more rewarding than selling any other vehicle.
Like,
just to
I
say.
mean,
Yeah.
you're selling one thing to a hoon who wants to just belt the shit out of it, and to another one who is desperately
It's
in
a
need
life
of
change.
it. And
Life
it's a
change
life
for them.
changer,
Yeah,
game changer,
yeah.
and appreciates it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. And what led you to go into that market to begin with?
look, it was something which just started quite randomly out of the blue, and then of course I wasn't involved at the beginning, but only in the last 5 years I started actively getting involved with it. And the more time I spent with certain clients with special needs and whatnot.
So it just evolved by itself, did it?
Exactly. And
obviously
it
a
is-
need to basis. There must have been a demand for it, and
Yep.
you guys tried to cater for it.
Yep. So that's exactly what.
That's good. It's good. That's interesting to see how businesses evolve.
Yep.
Um,
And I like to, I'm also like to introduce any new makes and models into the market, of course with the help of engineers and model report
Of course,
suppliers and
Look,
things like
I
that.
mean, one of the biggest reasons why we're doing this is exactly that. I mean, we just want to give awareness to the customers out there. We want to let people know what grey imports actually is, because the perception of grey imports, as you know, is pretty bad from the past. I think we spoke about that earlier. But, we want to change that and over time and make everyone make their own decision. We don't want to change that, actually. We want to show awareness of what grey imports are about. And I think the change will happen by itself when they see. There's no doubt that grey imports was what it's perceived to be 20, 25 years ago. But I think the industry's evolved a lot, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it has. I would say especially since post-COVID, when the volume of grey imports started to rise, every month, it's gone up. Now you
With
can
the new law changes as well coming in, no limits with numbers. I mean, that's got to be a good thing for you guys, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because that was very restricted. So there's going to be growth. And speaking of new models and that, and again, why we're here, the boys, the team, are going to go out there and actually make consumers who are looking for a car or not, doesn't matter, aware of what's out there and what options they have. Aim's not to sell for you, me, or anyone in particular as an industry, just awareness. I mean, as someone that's going to be benefiting, how do you feel about that?
Look, we've been waiting to see some sort of a change like this. Of course, it was in the making, but due to other constraints, things
About the
were
law you're
slowed
talking
down.
about, or the way?
Yeah, about the regs and how quickly it was implemented, the rule changes or the
you were
import
talking
rule
about
changes.
you're waiting for someone like me to do this shit. Obviously not. No.
Of course, you have now come into the picture.
I've always been in the picture. Where there's imports, Shui will be there, right?
You have to be here.
I
Yeah.
have to. I should.
And good to have you next door as well.
I'm happy to. I'm happy to be anywhere. You know what I feel, how I feel about the industry, and my commitment towards it, and my dedication and my passion. I think it's been proven over and over again. I think I don't need to. There's nothing really I can really say to change anything, can I? It is what it is.
Yeah, I've been just look forward to make more changes, bring in new models into the list.
I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about the new models. I mean, already I've been a JDM enthusiast, hoon, petrol head, heavy foot, whatever you call me, all my life. But now the Euro cars have been introduced to the new laws. A lot of high performance European cars like the Mercs S63 and so on, and R8. I mean, I'm a bit excited.
Porsche 911.
Yeah. Don't even
never
go
saw
there.
that.
I don't know if you remember my blue. Yeah, so I've got a bit of soft spot for that. So
Yeah.
And it's exactly that one that's been approved. So I wouldn't mind getting another one and redoing what I did in my younger days.
Bring back some memories. Yeah.
It was a 996. It was an animal. It was just not out of this world. I think I don't think I've ever took you for a drive.
No.
But I mean, ask people like John and John Scarlett, who's been around for a while. I mean, his blood pressure went pretty high, and he literally changed colour yellow coming out of it. And he's got a pacemaker in his heart, so I had forgotten about that. So that was the worst thing I fucking did, taking for a drive. But I mean, that thing was an animal. It's an animal standard. I mean, after I finished with it, we changed the turbos, we upgraded we changed the gearbox, we upgraded the clutch, we put a chip in it, airboxes. I mean, this is not normal for a Porsche, right? Because Porsche is already quick. Boost controller, and again, I think I said turbos, and they were pretty big turbos. The thing was a whopping, I think, 400 kilowatts at the wheels, at all four wheels, not the flywheel, right? And you got to remember all-wheel drive as well, and the Porsche, the way it's balanced, right? So I did not have respect for Porsches the way I did until I drove that car. I'd always driven these cheap Porsches, and I'm sorry if someone drives a cheap Porsche, but you know, like the Boxster and some of the others that are just the low spec. Never really that one.
Yep.
And oh my God, the way it goes around a 90-degree corner, and what speeds you can do, it's like the car's on rails. It's unbelievable with the right setup. Oh yeah, we changed suspension as well. Sorry, forgot about that. And some sway bar bushes. Anyway, there's a lot done, man. There's a fair bit of money spent on it. But anyway, the point is, I'm excited. There's some high performance supercars almost coming into the game.
Yep.
And it's going to be good. It's going to be good fun.
You never saw that coming, and not this quickly. I mean, yes, there was a bit of negativity with the new rule changes, and
a bit, a lot. I think everyone.
Yep, probably a bit is underestimate. Yep.
It almost be everyone.
Yeah.
But one. I was never fucking negative. I've been preparing for this since 2014-16, so I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm wrapped, and I think. Would it be wrong to say a lot of people think I'm a bit crazy and how wrapped I am and how excited I am with the new system?
Of course, you are now.
I am. But it is what it is. But so tell me, or tell the customers, why should they buy a car from you? Let's get back into talking about you, not me. I handballed it back, sorry. I realised that we're talking too much about me. This is about you, not me.
Look, I'm not a big talker anyway. Don't want to boast about myself and just go and say I'm the best person or I'm a nice person or whatnot.
No, you are a nice person. You don't need to say it. There's no doubt about it. You're very capable. You are a nice guy. You're good to deal with. And mind you, this is what I hear about the industry. So I'm not talking from my point of view.
Yep.
And you're one of the smarter ones, and you're a good operator. I mean, you'll never get to beat me because as long as I'm around, I'll always be on top. But if I leave, look, I mean, you can take the spot.
I'm not competing with anybody.
No, it's not competition. It's just what it is. It is what it is. I'm not competing. I didn't want this. I didn't ask for this.
Nobody wants to compete.
I didn't say give me this personality and all this shit. I mean, it was just given to me, right?
Yeah.
I just found it.
Somewhere down the line. Yeah. Same here. You picked it up.
I'm just fucking. I guess Shui will always be Shui, right?
Absolutely.
No. Look, back to the industry. So, what is exciting about the new stuff? Like, there's new cars coming in, hybrid cars, electric cars.
Yep.
I mean, I personally think that you're already doing it. There's going to be a niche in imports for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, look, it'll open up.
Because right now we've been 10 or 15 models between all the importers Australia-wide fighting for fucking sales, right?
Yep.
That's changed. It's a game changer.
That's right.
I know this company that does ADR model reports. It's me, sorry. They've got 70 or 80 already different models approved. Yep. I mean, that's huge.
That's right. And in a short span of time as well.
Yeah, in comparison, I mean, like I said, I've been around for a while. When the old law came around in 2004, I wasn't the first, but I was. I'm always flying, as you know, so I was flying as well, if you remember. Actually, if you remember, you were my customer. That's right. That's when I first met you around then, right?
Yep.
So it took me, in my first year, I only got 2 models approved.
Yep.
In a second and third year, I think it was maybe 6 or 8, right? So see how long it takes? Yeah. So we're still in transition. The law hasn't started, and this company is already, hats off to them. They must be doing really well. It's me. 70 or 80.
Yeah.
And look, there's someone else that's close to it, but you know, it's not just me. There is someone else close.
Look,
but
still combined.
that's a lot, though, right? For the industry, that's a good thing.
Compared to you put everything together.
It's over 100 or so, right?
2003 to 2023.
That's right. It'd probably be max 100 in total, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Whereas we're already at 100 and it hasn't even started.
Yep.
So how can anyone not see potential in that and think that this is going fucking backwards? I don't understand.
Yep.
Right? True or not?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, it just people, anyone in the industry
People
should try
negative.
and capitalize with what they can or have right now.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think for people like your business, whoever's in a business like you to do with imports right now, are in the best position to capitalize over the next 10 years, because I think the growth is going to be huge, big. And I don't think it needs to be driven or anything needs to be done about it either. It's just going to grow.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you, from a statistical point of view, if the current trend doesn't have to continue with the current trend, there will be ups and downs.
Yeah.
Even with that, we are in a much better place compared to the previous system.
Yeah.
And again, we were in the last probably 7-8 years, we were limited to those 10 or 15
That's
models.
right.
People were fighting just between those.
We were all fighting over pile of shit, basically, right?
Yeah.
And trying to fucking get it. And now, forget about the pile of shit, mate. It's fucking, there's an ocean full of fucking shit.
Yeah.
That we can have. And I think there's going to be people that are going to specialize in certain things.
Yep.
Like some might go to Euro, some might go to performance, some might go to people movers, some might go to, you know, just hybrid Uber cars, because that's big, Hiaces, commercial. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
You know, over time. And I think it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, and it opens up the industry from a service maintenance perspective, like the hybrids. We need to find more people who can
100%.
Do the servicing maintenance of hybrid batteries,
100%.
diagnosing. Yeah. So obviously, you know, encourage.
There's a lot of things that are going to be like extensions of the imports that are going to create the whole industry.
Yep.
And the whole industry, spare parts, and like you said, maintenance, all that sort of stuff. But most of all, I think with the imports, what happened in the last, say, 10 years, the performance side started going downhill. Right? Yes,
Correct.
a lot of hybrids and electrics came, right? And that wasn't only to do with us. It was to do with the regs, and it was to do with Japan not producing high-performance cars.
That's right.
I think somewhere along the line, they had a team of very boring and non-enthusiastic people come into for a good decade, and now they've changed it again, and they are coming. The Vits, help me out here, tell me something, I'm a bit behind. There's a lot of K cars, which are, I know they're only 600 or 800 cc, but there's some of them, they're so light and turbocharged.
Yep.
A lot of potential in them as you know, performance cars. So, especially personally as an enthusiast, I should forget about the word hoon because it doesn't sound good, right? I'm an enthusiast. I'm interested again. I did lose a bit of interest over the years because, I'm sorry, disabled doesn't do it for me. I know it's great.
Yep.
People movers don't do it for me. Commercials don't do it for me. And everyday sedans and hatchbacks for Uber and the new students and the under 25-year-old girls or whatever, the Mazda 3s, doesn't do it for me, mate. You know, it's got to be high performance, going sideways around the corner, or, you know, you get the drift.
Yeah, so it's a different segment you're talking about.
And I think that's come back. I feel it. That's come back in two ways. One, there's a lot more new cars that are high performance that the manufacturers bringing out in Japan that we can bring in. And two, the cars that we used to deal with that built our businesses, our rep, everything, you know, 20 years ago or 15 years and prior to that, have come back in a big way and have become classics.
Yep.
And have become iconics of the JDM era of, you know, the 90s and the 2000s has restarted it again, with the new generation also being interested in it. Because I didn't think that was going to be the case.
That's right. It was going to be dying.
I can't believe it.
Dying,
you know?
market.
180 SXs are so popular, and to me that was a poor man's Skyline back in the day. You know,
that's right.
S13. Not whoever couldn't afford a 33 would buy a S13.
Yeah, that's right.
Now who cares about a 33? I want a S13 180 SX. A 55k retail. I mean, Jesus.
Never saw that happening back then.
Not when they were retailing for 9 grand at one stage. Jesus.
Not lately. Nah. Of course, I mean, that's what got me into the industry. My first car back in 2003 was a Nissan 180 SX.
Most of the guys in the industry are either enthusiasts or hoons, wouldn't you say? That's what got us into it.
Yeah,
and then money took over.
Yeah. Look,
life
hobby,
took over.
life. Yeah. Look, I was in my late teens. Actually, I was 19 when I first got that. So it's just that you get the need for speed so
that
sort
rush
of grows in you.
The adrenaline pumping.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as long as you don't lose your license or anything, you'll be probably moving on to the next car, and then
so
to
that was
the
a
next
180?
car. First one was a 180.
Because I remember you bought in a few Evos. That's when I first met you.
That's right. That was probably in 2008.
And they were to sell or to keep?
I think to sell. Yeah, I had a V35 Skyline then in 2008, and then got the Evos just to bring down and see what the market is like.
You've been in the industry for a while. The ultimate favorite that does it for you, JDM car.
Ooh.
Not a people mover or a disabled, please.
Definitely not. Look, I know the 9 out of 10 times the obvious answer will be like a 34 GTR.
No, whatever it is for you.
Look, that's one of my all-time
really
favorites.
Really at a personal level, not what people like, what does it for you? What do you got a soft spot for?
Look, the S13 180 SX, I would say, not just because it was my first import and first sports performance car.
Easy to make it go sideways?
Yeah. Look, yes, of course. You just tap to my other side of the brain. Yeah. That I would say that's one of my all-time favorites. Supposedly the the cheap vehicles people used to buy instead of the 33s. You were just saying,
yeah, poor man's car.
Poor man's car. Sorry.
So you were poor, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
you couldn't afford a 33.
Put it that way as a student. Yeah.
Are you glad things have changed?
Things have changed. Yes.
I'm just fucking with you. You're going nowhere here. Okay. So 180SX. I've got one. I've got a nice white clean one.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Can I have a look at it?
Type X?
Yes. Manual. Type X. Stock as well.
Nice. I might swing past one of these days.
Do you need finance?
Yeah. What's the rate? 0.5.
Remind you of shit. Okay. So tell me one more. The ultimate that you would love to be able to import, but can't, and always thought about.
Oof.
And sort of went past it and said, I wish we could import this sort of thing. Because I've done that a lot over the last 25 years. And believe it or not, eventually, whatever I've done it to, I kid you not, right? Without any thought, over time, they're importable. Right? Altezza was one of them. The Seaman was one of them, right?
Yep.
One of the Crown Majesta was one of them. Because, as you know, my wife is half Japanese and Japanese background, so I used to go there a lot. I used to go past some cars that I never even dreamt would be available. This is when they were released new back then. Now they're 15 years old, right?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I wish we could import this. Fuck, this would be so good. Anyway, now unbelievably, we can over time.
Yeah, look, answer to that question, I would say I don't have one particular car in mind.
Even if it's supercar.
Most cars I see locally delivered in Australia, I would say the JDM version of that is something better. Yeah, every time on the road, I'm like, I wish I can import this 200 series Land Cruiser. Well, yeah, it doesn't look so basic like the one sold here locally.
Everything's basic here.
Yeah.
I mean,
the JDM will come, base one will come with, the nice Toyota body kit or a TRD body kit.
Perfect examples, Tarago and a steamer. Right?
Yep.
Get the high-spec Tarago here, a high-spec, fully optioned, bought from new dealer here, and compare it to probably one of the lowest grades in Japan from a dealership with no options. The Japanese one's still going to have more options and much better than the one that's fully loaded here. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
I mean, here, I don't know how it is now, but till recently, aircon and things like electric windows, ABS are still a fucking option. Seriously, like they're not even asked about options in Japan. In Japan, you got options of upgrading leather or stereo system, sound system, and
or adding a sunroof.
All that sort of shit, right?
Yeah.
All the standard features that are required nowadays in everyday life, we still get shafted with from the dealers here by having them options and paying us more instead of coming standard.
That's right.
Back to the comparison. So it's just lower quality, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, options wise, bang for buck. Yeah. And of course, there's nothing really to worry about servicing these imports or
it's exactly the same.
Supplying the spare parts, you still can readily source
Perfect example,
them.
Tarago steamer.
Yep.
Exactly same car, just different name. So people aren't going to have any problems with servicing or repairs if they crash the car, right? Not a problem. Especially if you got Dustin at IREV that sells you spare parts, right?
And especially if, like, I've been only driving my imported cars for the last 20 years. Yeah. If that was a problem,
you'd know about
I would have given up this industry by now.
True. And if you're going to continuously get headaches, you would have.
Yeah, and you can ask my close friends or even my wife. I'm a diehard, JDM person. I haven't touched a local car in 20 years. My first car when I came to Australia was a Ford Fairmont. That's a different story.
Yeah.
After that, I switched to the 180 SX, and I've never looked back.
I did my time in local cars. All right, nothing to be embarrassed about. Maybe if you went towards Holden, it might be better than being Ford. I mean, but otherwise, it's all right.
These days, my daily is a Toyota Alphard. Again, it's a people mover.
I get it. I totally get it.
JDM, yeah.
How weird is that? I mean, I've told you about my Alphard story, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
No matter what. So, 7-seater Alphard. This was a brand new one, though. I think yours is an older one.
Yeah, my one's an older one. Yep.
The whole family, went to Japan for a holiday. And as a bachelor, married 20 years or so. As a married person, married 20 years or so, and your whole family is going somewhere, right? What are you going to do?
Yep.
Especially when you got at your dispense how many cars and what sort of cars you got, right? You're going to drive the sickest, the coolest, the fastest, the eye-catching car around for those few weeks that you're a bachelor, right?
Yep.
Nope. Just kept driving my Alphard, people mover, 7-seater, because it was so fucking comfortable.
Exactly.
Didn't give a shit. It was so comfortable, so nice to drive. Feels like a car. Doesn't feel like a people mover.
Looks unique, not like any other vehicle on the road,
So I get it. It's comfort now, isn't it? So that feeling of the 180 or the Evo or that the adrenaline and the blood is sort of
even Nissan
shies away a little bit, doesn't it?
I even owned a Nissan Cube as well. Used it for a few years. Something different,
It's not that bad.
It is definitely not.
No,
definitely
I'll tell you a secret. As your kids get older, you get back into it, because when it's there, it's still there.
Yep.
You're just going through a stage where you're enjoying this, things are a bit, hectic and a lot of commitments with kids and so on.
Focus shifts onto other areas.
100%, because I've been there, and it was a bit depressing personally. I'll be honest, because I used to think I used to get excited about fast cars and so on, and what the fuck is this? I'm driving a people mover, right? I never really thought, but it was in the back of my head, because if you know me, that whatever I do with passion and what I enjoy. Otherwise, I don't do it. Hence why a lot of, I come across as very passionate and very, let's not go there. Anyway, so I get it, and I understand that. But what's happened to me now is the kids have grown up.
Yep.
My sponsorship finished, and I'm getting back into it. I'm doing up at 63, and people are just looking at me funny with what I want to do to it. But it's just in there. So I think you'll get back into it. And if you don't, just come say hello. We'll get you back into it.
You have your ways. There's a bit of guidebook to go through.
So look, Buddhi, I've got to thank you again for giving me the time to come in.
And actually, thank you and the
you're
team.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, just to organize everything and taking your time.
Yeah, and not everyone gets an invite, but I'd like to invite you to come in and have a chat, just like today, about the industry, and tell me your thoughts, and see if we can bag a few people or pick on a few people or promote a few people, and or we can even just let customers know what sort of cars are coming in, what not, and what's exciting and what's not, and cater for everyone.
Yep,
that'd be great.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a yes.
More than happy. Of course.
Nice.
Yes.
Thank you. So before we leave, where can customers find you? How do people find you? What's the best place besides Googling Import Revolution or IREV in Melbourne? Do you have a website?
Yes, so our website is irev.com.au. In the process of getting
the website.
Website,
That's
which will go live, the new version, in a few weeks' time. And of course, going back to your first point, if you Google Import Revolution, we'll come up there. And we are located here in Bayswater in Melbourne.
100%.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Buddhi.
Thank you, Shui. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you want to see Buddhi and iRev in more detail, please go to our channel, click on the videos, press subscribe, press like, and I will be back.